If you want to build playable metahumans within minutes, you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so to start out with, the first thing I did was I just made a character with the creator, and then I just duplicated that character, and then I have the third person character and the metahuman char here. So up here at the top, I start off with the third person character and the metahuman, okay? Now, let's go ahead and click into the metahuman that we have. First, we're going to go to File, and then what we're going to do is we're going to reparent the blueprint, okay? For this, we're just going to do character. Just set it to the character. Do a compile and a save. Next, we're going to go to the class defaults, and we're going to look for yaw. And we're going to go ahead and uncheck that. That's going to allow our camera to roam freely. Next, we're going to type in placed. And what we want to do is this auto possess. So if we spawn into the world, we want to be able to place it or spawn into this world. All right, now let's go ahead and go back. Well, first let's do a compile and a save. Let's go back to our third person. And what we want to do is we want to hold down the control key and do a left click and select the camera boom and the camera, the follow camera. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a control C, and that'll copy that. And then we'll head over to back to our metahuman. And now for the metahuman here, we're going to highlight the actual capsule here. We're going to do a control V. And what will happen is we'll have our spring arm and our camera here ready. And then what we want to do is make sure we do a compile and a save. Now, while we're here, we're going to highlight the camera again. And instead of placed right here, we're going to just type in ROT, which is rot for the rotation. And we're going to make that true. And then we need to set another rotation, which is the movement right here. And we're going to do this orientate rotation to movement. And then we're going to do a compile and a save. All right, so while we're here, let's go ahead and go to the viewport. And right here, all we're going to do is we can X out of this right here. We're going to select the actual root, okay? And for the root under the rotation, we're going to select it right here. We're going to do a minus sign and then 90 and enter. That's going to rotate our character down. We're going to go to this perspective tab and hit the left side. And we're going to scroll in a bit. And all we want to do is match this to the bottom of the capsule. We're going to do a compile and a save. And then right here, we're just going to go right back to our perspective. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go back to our event graph while that's displayed. And we want to go to the third person again. And right here, we're going to want to move our functions first. So let's just go ahead and do a left click and a control C for the aim. And we're going to put that over to the metahuman char 00, which is our metahuman. And we're going to highlight this construction script, and we're going to do a control V. And that's just going to give us our particular thing here and just do a quick compile and save. Next, we're going to go back and do the same thing on the third person, do a control C and grab the move function. And we're going to do the exact same thing we did previously and do it on the metahuman, control V. And that'll also do a compile save for that function. And then finally right here, we're just going to grab everything here. We're going to highlight it, do a control C, and then we're going to go right here to the event graph on your main, on the metahuman, and we're just going to delete all that, and we're going to do it a little bit higher, control V. Now, let's go ahead and do a quick compile and a save. We're going to go right back to our third person, right? So we got our metahuman here, we got our third person here, and what we want to do in this third person is we want to select the mesh. And we want to find under animations this animation blueprint, and we want to hit this triangle or this browse feature here. And right here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the animation blueprint, we're going to right click, and we're going to retarget the animation. Next, we're going to grab, let's see, I believe I called mine John A1. So find the body mesh of your metahuman, right? And select that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select one of these, do a control A to select all, and then we're going to select export. Now, right here under the MetaHumans, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create another folder. We're just gonna, right click and do a new folder, and we're just gonna call this animations. Okay. And right here, we're going to do a MH for a MetaHuman, right? Underscore, and that's going to be the front of all the animation of everything that we have here, okay? Now, we have all this here. We're going to export all of this to this folder here. So just go ahead and hit export animation. And then hit export. Then right here, do a Control-Shift-S. Now, we can close this right here. We're gonna go back to our MetaHuman char00, which is our MetaHuman. We're gonna select the body mesh. And then right here, you see here, we don't have anything for the animation class. So we're gonna select it, and we're gonna just type in MH and then ABP, and that's gonna give us our animation blueprint we just made. Do a compile and a save. Now, we're gonna go to the animation blueprint by hitting the browse button here. And we're gonna just double click this to open it up. And then what we wanna do is we wanna open up the anim graph, and we wanna disconnect the control rig. So just go ahead and hold down Alt and do a left click for these two things here. Drag this down and then reconnect it. Do a compile and a save. Now, let's go back to our level, right? And in the level where the world settings is, you're gonna go to the game mode, and you're gonna go to selected game mode, and we're gonna use our MetaHuman character we just created, which is, in this case, it's the BP meta char 00. So that way we log into this area. Hit save. Now, let's test this out. Hit the play button. And that's it. That's all it takes for you to have your MetaHuman playable within minutes. Nice, you completed the video. Let's see what you can do with the next one. Let's go.